I'm Kevin with Victory 4x4. In this video, we're going to be installing our engine cover for the 5th Gen 4Runner. So here I have the cover itself. It does consist of two pieces. So you have the black outer panel as well as the gray or silver intersection. This intersection does have pre-installed nuts that we're going to use to fasten the two together, much like the 4 mounting brackets that are going to have a pre-installed nut where they bolt to the panel and a rubber grommet that will install down on the bottom end. You'll bolt the two panel sections together using the black 1/4 button heads with washers in your bolt pack, and this same hardware will be used when bolting the mounts to the panel. So it's just a matter of lining up all of the mounting holes and starting each of these by hand. And once you have all of those started, you'll come back in with a 5/32 hex to tighten them up. From here, you can find the 4 rubber grommets in your bolt pack and install them into the mounts. It really doesn't matter which one we start with here, as they are all the same. So the larger hole in the mount, you'll have to feed this grommet in. You can kind of start with one end and work your way around. You may have to grab a pick or a flat screwdriver to kind of aid in pressing this down in, but generally speaking, you can work at these and get them in here by hand. You just want to make sure that once you get it in, that you have that outer flange kind of fully overlapping all the way around on both sides so that you know you have it fully installed. From here, the mounts will install in the 4 remaining open holes on the engine cover itself. I have them laid out here in the general orientation in which they get installed to kind of give you an idea of how they go. And they are numbered from 1 through 4. So number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Starting out with number 1, you're going to put this one in and mount it again using the pre-threaded insert there. And you want this to run out and down toward the side, essentially horizontal, parallel, if you will, to the lines in the cover to kind of give you a point of reference there. Then coming over to mount number 2, you want this one running pretty much straight front to back with the grommet toward the rear. And with all of these, we're going to go ahead and just line them up in this orientation and tighten them up. You may have to make some minor adjustments later on once you fit this on the vehicle, but these placements should get you pretty darn close. Continuing around to number 3 out here on this front corner, it's basically just going to bend and wrap back in on itself with the grommet pretty much straight under the nut, but it will install in this orientation on the bottom side of the cover here. And again, this one is going to run pretty much parallel to these lines, so straight across the front this way, if you will. And lastly, number 4, which is going to run down and out toward the front with the grommet and is going to install out here on this side flange. Here's a quick look at it from underneath with all 4 mounts installed. Again, just to give you another reference to get these installed properly. And now we can move up to the vehicle to get a few things both removed and installed. So up here, first you need to remove your factory plastic engine cover. At this point, this thing's pretty much worthless, so it can just get thrown away. From there, we'll remove some of the factory hold down hardware for that plastic cover and replace it with ours. So first you have this ball stud here out on the front corner that you can remove with a 10mm socket. You're going to replace that with one of the provided slightly larger ball studs from your bolt pack. We do recommend installing a little bit of medium strength thread locker on these. And then for these, you're going to need an 8mm wrench to tighten them up. Keep in mind that this is just a threaded boss kind of pressed into this factory plastic upper intake. So use your discretion there. You don't want to over tighten these and cause any damage. From there, again, with your 10mm, you can remove the 2 bolts holding this factory bracket that holds the back of that engine cover. You may have to switch to a wrench for this one since it's kind of underneath this front edge of the cowl here. Really, once you break that bolt free over toward the passenger side, you can kind of spin the whole bracket out of the way and access it to thread this out by hand. And then this bracket will be discarded as well. Back here you'll be installing another ball stud, but only in the driver's side hole location of the two. Moving then over to the other side of the engine, you'll want to remove the one bolt here that's kind of just inside of your air filter housing. That will be replaced with another ball stud, and in this location you're going to use the provided flat washer as well. The fourth and final ball stud will be threading in down here, kind of on top of this factory valve cover in the empty threaded location. At that point you can take your cover with the brackets installed and line it up down here. This is where you want to check, and you may need to make any minor adjustments, but you want to get all four of your mounts and grommets lined up on all four of the ball studs that we just installed. And then once you have those lined up, you can press down, making sure that the grommet fully locks on all four ball stud locations to complete this install. At that point, this is complete. If you guys have any questions about it or anything else we offer here at Victory 4x4, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can always email us at info@victory4x4.com or call us at 269-459-8447.